Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of my proposed future British tank tech tree series. In this episode we'll be looking at the self-propelled anti-aircraft guns, tanks, vehicles. Now, as you can see here, there aren't that many of them. There's 5, and 2 of them are pretty similar, or 3, yeah, 2 of them are pretty similar tanks, self-propelled anti-aircraft guns. But all nations have them. The Americans have their 50 caliber trucks. The Germans have their variable wings. The Russians have their I know there's a truck-based one. I can't remember the others. So it'd be a shame for Britain not to have any self-propelled anti-aircraft guns. Some of them aren't going to be too useful in arcade because the way it works, you don't have much time to really intercept your enemy aircraft before they've done any damage. Realistic, they may do better, but yeah, this isn't Britain's strong point, if I'm honest, although they do have quite a few good vehicles here. So we'll get straight into the episode and I'll show you what they could potentially get. Now, the first self-propelled AA tank on this list is the AA version of the Mark 6 light tank. I've also seen it called the Tank Light AA Mark 1, but we'll call it the Mark 6 light tank. Basically, it's more or less the same as the light tank that we had at the beginning of the list as a possible reserve tank, but with 4 7.62mm machine guns, or it could take 2 15mm machine guns. Armour 4 to 14mm, 35 miles an hour. We've looked at it before. An extremely fast tank, and it's not well armoured, but you know, better than nothing. It's more armoured than the American trucks. But obviously armament isn't that great. Tier 1, obviously, because it's not going to do any good with its guns at any higher tier. I think it would be a good place to start, though, even if it is a bit undergunned compared to other self-propelled anti-aircraft guns. Now, the next vehicle I couldn't really find any information on. The Morris C9.B. Basically, it's a truck with a 40mm Bofors on the back of the truck. The truck itself could do about 50 miles an hour. 4-wheel drive, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 4-wheel drive. Not really sure what else to say about it. It was just basically a truck that had a 40mm Bofors cannon put on the back. I've put it at tier 2 because obviously it's a truck, so it can't really be too high. It's higher than the Mark 6 because it's got better armament, a 40mm Bofors. Will it be that good? The Bofors is obviously quite powerful, very powerful, but maybe not as fast firing as maybe the 20mm cannons or 7.62mm machine guns that we'll see on this tech tree. But it would be a good addition to have, as it's a bit of an improvised vehicle. So you can see the more specialised vehicles later on in the tech tree and some of the more improvised ones in the lower tech trees. And it gives a significant firepower boost, as I mentioned before. Now, the next tank is the Crusader AA Mark 1. This is basically a Crusader with a 40mm Bofors cannon on the top, instead of the normal armament. It has an autoloader, so fast firing. Armour, I assume it would be the Mark 2, so 49mm. Trying to find the speed. 27 miles per hour on road, 15 miles per hour off road. So fast, it's quick firing, it's got decent armour. It'd be good for high tier 2, low tier 3. I don't want to put it higher than that, because obviously the Bofors may not be as fast firing as the 2 20mm cannons on the later variants. Which brings us to the Cruiser AA Mark 2. Or Crusader AA2. Basically, it's basically the same, but it has 2 to 3 20mm cannons, so the individual rounds will be less powerful, but hopefully the higher rate of fire will be more of an advantage at the higher tiers against the faster flying aircraft. Now, I haven't been able to get any pictures into this video of the Centaur AA Mark II, unfortunately, but this is basically the same as the Crusader AA tanks, except instead of it had 2 Poleston AA guns. The Crusaders had Orlikon guns. As far as I can tell, they're practically the same caliber, same fire rate, or rate of fire. It's just the Poleston was easier to produce, and I assume was phasing out the Ural Icon as time went on. But again, the Centaur, we've talked about it before. I think something like 76mm of armour, about 27 miles per hour top road speed, 16 miles per hour off road. So fairly fast, fairly well protected, and yeah, again, good firepower for an anti-aircraft tank. Now, been a bit of a short video today, which is a bit of a break compared to some of my previous videos. Almost at the end of this, just got the premiums left to do. I'll probably add some more onto that list before I upload the video, or before I do the video. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you like the videos. Subscribe if you like these sorts of videos. Leave feedback. Could always do with more feedback. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.